Welcome to the new podcast, episode number 88. My name is Steven, and I am joined, as always, by producer and co-host extraordinaire, my man, Kelly. Let's get to it. Lots to get to this week. Tons of news to cover. 2 UFCs going down. One on Wednesday, one on Saturday. We had one hell of a barn burner last night. Everything going down in Abu Dhabi on Yas Island. Man, was that card last night amazing. An absolute knockout of the park home run. Talk about that at the end of the show, both UFCs. We'll talk some video games as well, right smack dab before that. You know we're going to talk some review in the reviews. And we got some news, but man, what a fucking, right in the middle of the year, Kelly. And that's what I was thinking about this whole week. We're right smack dab in the middle of it, basically. And it's just like, man, God, what a year it has been to look back. You know what I mean? We had those few months, January and February of, a normal life with, something looming in the background. We knew something was coming. We just didn't know how hard it was going to hit, right? And now we're, still in the thick of the fucking thing, but just not just the coronavirus, just everything else has been going on. The changes, with police and with sports and different people. Everyone wanting change, and that's just kind of crazy. We're only 2020, and typical of us in 2020, we want change right fucking now. We don't want to wait. We're in the age of having a cell phone and be able to Google anything up. We want it right fucking now, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing. Do people want to get rid of the coronavirus right now? It doesn't look like it, America. Come on, man. We were talking about this last show. Put on a mask, man. If I had to wear a mask up here, which we don't because we did so good, I'd wear a mask. Yeah. If that's gonna help us slow this thing down and stop it. You even see like pictures back, from the Spanish flu, back in 1919 of people wearing masks. They wore masks at baseball games back then. Obviously, the population was probably like 1/10 of what we had right now, and the international travel was abysmal. International travel was like by boat. You know what I mean? So you didn't see the international travel you saw back then, obviously. But there was even one picture I saw this week. It was from, I don't know if could have been altered. See a lot of this bullshit on the internet being altered and faked and crap like that. But it's a guy with mask wearing a sign saying, "Wear a mask or go to jail." Just a simple thing like that. I understand. Hey, you can't wear a mask and it's not working for you. Try a different mask. That's not it. You can't just try to. I'm giving up on this. I'm gonna go to a fucking protest because of this. Or the people wearing the lace masks. You seen that shit? No. Come on, America. What the hell is this shit? It's like barely anything. Like one guy had like a cage over his face. Like that doesn't really count. It doesn't really count.
Crochet mask?
A crochet mask. Exactly. And my grandma did this one.
Oh my.
Come on. There's even a report of like that senator who had tested positive was at Walmart without a mask. And the dude had tested positive days earlier.
Just spreading it.
Yeah. Like, that's the shit that you don't want to see. And I think that's obviously the shit that, America's, I think the thing with America, and I love you guys. I love you. I wish I could come visit you again. Everywhere, coast to coast, America is beautiful. It's got its ups, it's got its downs. But,
But keep that mask up. Don't pull it down when you're near me.
Pretty much everyone was talking about like their techniques of walking past people, what I mean, like holding their breath and shit. I thought that was hilarious.
That when of course.
It's just kind of funny, this is the world we live in right now.
Yeah.
But it's just so silly to see America just really, want to have this thing, and be about amendment and shit like that.
Yeah, whenever you make something about politics instead of science, almost like always politics in the U.S. Almost always politics wins.
Of course, it really does. Yeah, it really does, man. It's insane. It's really insane. They take it to another degree.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's about their freedom instead of about the science.
It always is with America, no matter what, whether it's left or whether it's right. It's always been about personal beliefs over actual science.
Yeah. And you know what? We love freedom, but I also want the freedom to live without getting the coronavirus. It's just I don't know, man.
I'm just being selfish. I want things to go back to normal. I was like, you know what I mean? And I think just to touch base on America for one last time, I think it's like that has to do with their healthcare a little bit. They're like, you know what I mean? Healthcare, didn't give a shit about us. We have no healthcare, and America never gave a shit about us, what we did medically. But now you want me to wear a mask.
Imagine they mandate masks and gloves for 4 weeks, and everybody does it. And then after 3 weeks, there's no more coronaviruses, and in 4 weeks, everything's back open. How great would that be?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
4 weeks? Because otherwise it's going to be like a year and who knows of everybody just freaking out about this.
I thought, when this first went down, I thought, 2 weeks and it'll be over. Then I thought 3 months and it'll be over. And they kept on saying since the day one, this is going to be a year until we were even thinking about this even slightly being over. Mm-hmm. And now I'm looking at 6 months into this, basically. Yeah. And I'm looking at a year thinking, I don't think we're going to make it. Yeah. I don't think we're going to make it to a year and this thing will be, 90% over or anything like that. I think we're going to be hovering around this 50% mark where some countries did really good and some countries did really bad. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just where we're going to be hovering at.
Especially in the U.S. where they don't want to wear a mask or get vaccines because that's the mark of the devil.
Exactly. Absolutely it is.
So it's like, well, you're not going to wear the thing that doesn't or prevents it from spreading. And you're not going to get the thing that prevents you from getting it. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be around for a while.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. They're going to be up and down, up and down. They beat it, then they didn't beat it. Then they beat it, then they didn't beat it. You know what I mean? I think that's the nasty thing about this thing. But it really hit me in the heart, though, Kelly, when I was watching a classic WWE match. And it was only from a few years ago, 2017. You know what I mean? And just to have a crowd and just how we took it all for granted. That really hit me hard. Because like I said, we're only halfway through the year. Mm-hmm. And it kind of hit me hard. You know what I mean? Just, the simple thing of going to a live event. Mm-hmm. I don't want that to die. And that's what I really wanted to talk about. The live event must live on. We must battle through this, people, for the live event. Not only for the biggest thing is those people that are involved, behind the backstage people that need these jobs. They're dedicated their whole life to it. They're a specialist in it. You know what I mean? And what the hell are they doing now? Nothing. These people are totally out of work. They're going to be on welfare or at best coming up here. You know what I mean? But just the simple thing that we took for granted of going to a live event, the lineups, the packed concession areas, cramming into your small ass seat beside people all around you, you know what I mean? It just a hockey game, a music event, you know what I mean? A WWE event or a UFC event. Man, was that ever some good shit? Just the simpleness of it, Kelly, really. I really, really loved live events, and fuck, would that ever be shitty if we had to get rid of those for good? You know what I mean? Would that ever suck?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once again, thinking very selfishly and you know what I mean, first world problems over here. But it's just my opinion.
In Canada.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
The problem is we won't be able to fly in any international talent unless it's from another country that has beaten it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, or they'd have to quarantine or something like that here, right? You know what I mean? Good call, man. Good call. Let's hope so. Because, we still got a long way to go ourselves. As does the rest of the world. Some places are done really, really good, but could something happen again? If one person's test positive and it starts to spread out of control? I think, we had that problem in Kelowna here, where it was, just like in America, we had a Canada Day party, and now something like 24 people from that party have tested positive now, because somebody went to the party and just spread it to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example of what not to do. Right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? These big gatherings like that's too many people. When I was at the liquor store the other day, there was 2 dudes loading up a cart. I lost count at 40 24 packs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's a lot of beer.
People are still having weddings.
Yeah, exactly. They're definitely having a wedding. Exactly.
That's the crazy thing. If you can't postpone your wedding to save lives, how selfish are you?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry if that offends people.
No, it shouldn't.
Is my opinion.
It shouldn't. That's what this is about. That's a simple opinion. Yeah. That's a very simple opinion. The worst thing about the mask thing is that all this fake news is about that's coming out about masks. How it actually lowers your immune system.
Yeah.
And is actually doesn't protect you at all and shit like that. It's please if you have an opinion like that, stop spreading fake news. I have an opinion on it. I haven't shared one news article on any social media platform about what's going on right now. You know why? I'm not a professional, and neither are you. Please stop spreading fake news about masks and what to do during this time, because you don't know shit.
Yeah, unless it comes from an accredited medical website.
Yeah, that has proper follow-up and proper, proper web pages where they got the information from.
Yeah, not fakenews.com.
Not some terrible meme-induced fucking stat chart.
Oh, that's the worst. When it's a picture and some information with no source.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Zero sources.
Zero
source. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is 99% of these people saying masks are bad for you are sharing this shit with zero sources. Anywho, wow, what a rant. But
that's only 11 minutes.
Get well, America. I want to come down there. I love America. I want to come down there, get well. But please, come on, people. We got to all get through this together. Now it's starting to make sense. The whole, we got to do this thing together thing. Moving right along, though. Let's talk some MMA news. Biggest announcement's got to be Israel. The style bender Adesanya taking on Paulo Costa. UFC 253 officially announced September 19th. That one will go down. UFC 253 is going to be a barn burner, and it has its headliner. And who will walk home with the 185-pound strap that night? I cannot wait for that one to go down. Does it make it, though? This one has all the telltale signs of a fight that will not make it to the ring, Kelly. With Paulo Costa's questionable, steroid use background. And he's Brazilian. All these Brazilians are testing positive.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't doubt, that this fight doesn't make it to even to the scale, really. But I hope it does, because this one's for sure to be a barn burner. And a massive dude, striker, and Paulo Costa are going to take it on the dude who just cannot be beat right now, and his stand-up style is just too much for anybody in Israel, Adesanya. I gotta go. I've counted him out millions and millions of times, but I gotta go with the style bender. Who do you pick on that one to win it,
Yeah,
Kelly?
I think I'm gonna have to go with style bender as well. Just after the Yo Romero fight, I think Costa is like very similar in his style. I can't see him doing much better.
No, yeah, exactly. They're very similar, and their fight, Costa and Romero, their fight, was almost a draw. Basically, it was so back and forth. So now Israel's just basically taking on the similar dude with probably a little bit less grappling style. So he really doesn't have to worry about the grappling.
And now he's gonna have experience with that style of fight and everything. And
big time. Yeah, I could see, Paul and Costa has been, he's been rattled a few times, so that's not a trait you want going into a fight with the style bender. But I'm excited to see it go down, nonetheless.
Who do you think if they have somebody waiting in the sidelines?
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Who do you think would be waiting?
Well, funny enough, with Jack Hermanson versus Kevin Gastelum, I thought maybe Jack Hermanson, but another dude who was coming off of surgery that had beat Jack Hermanson was Jared Cannonier. Could we see Jared Cannonier come back? You know what I mean? And he had a real bad injury, though, but we'll see if maybe he can come back in time to be a backup fighter. I know
he's rated number 3 on the roster.
He is, because he beat Jack Hermanson, and knocked him out in flashy fashion. I could easily see him come up. I'd hope to see him, but I don't know how far along he is with his injury.
Yeah.
I would love to see that one, but I think he actually was a backup fighter as well before. I think he was the backup between between Robert Whittaker and Adesanya, and that's when he got actually injured as the backup fighter. I think that's what the case was.
The only other one I could see being a backup fighter is Darren Till.
Yeah, Darren Till. Yep, but he's got a fight coming up though too, right? But maybe you know what I mean.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he's fighting next week, but still, if you know what I mean, if that fight is quick, you know what I mean, maybe we could, maybe he gets the short notice call up as well. Could see that, but he's a dude that has struggled with weight, but we'll see about that. Another huge announcement going down in the heavyweight division. Alistair, the Overeem, will be taking on Augusto Sakai. It'll be the main event of a September 5th card. Not announced, but I think they're going back to Yas Island for September. Now UFC looking actually pretty smart that they have this whole thing where everyone was like, oh, this is stupid. You know what I mean? You're going to have a fight island for, you know what I mean, a month. And now it's like, oh, this is going to be permanent right now. so we see that. I love this matchup, though. I really, you know what I mean? Another rising star taking on Overeem. Overeem is just, what a timeless dude. Who would have thought he would have been so dominant in the heavyweight division of the UFC, seeing him fight at 205 in his early Pride days? Who would have thought that out of all the dudes from Pride, that Alistair Overeem would be easily the most decorated and still fighting to this day at such a high level? You know what I mean? And here he is getting another very tough test, and a dude who is supposed to beat him on paper and go on to be potentially the next big thing in Augusto Sakai. I love this matchup, and but you know what's fucked up is I think Augusto Sakai is going to get the shit kicked out of him. I don't think his stand up is good enough to hang with Overeem.
Hey, I got a question.
Yep.
Do you think the fact that Overeem had so many quick knockouts, I mean, he got knocked out so quickly, that he actually took less damage than some of these guys like GSP, who goes 25 rounds of just getting hit?
Very interesting point, man. Yeah, I think you'd have to argue that it would, because, you know, we never hear him talking about, you know what I mean, concussion-like syndromes, and a lot of these lighter weight dudes, they suffer with it terribly, like Max Holloway, like GSP. The dude, he couldn't sleep. He had such bad concussions.
And like a football player, you know, he gets rung, he just keeps like getting hit and hitting it. Whereas like if you get knocked out and you're like, okay, that's it. That's it for the game.
Yeah, there's no more damage. Yeah. Huh? Very interesting concept.
Like a football player was like, okay, you're out for 6 months, then you just got your bell rung.
Yeah, you know I mean? That's very interesting. Yeah, because, you know what I mean, he's proven to get better and better, you know what I mean, time and time again. You know, it's very similar with Andrei Arlovsky. You remember Arlovsky was getting, you know, he just had like that button chin where his chin was getting totally rocked in like 10, 15 seconds sometimes. Yeah. He has a few 30-second knockout losses.
I mean, there must be a reason why you get knocked out and the bell goes out. You know
what
I mean? It's probably to prevent you from taking more damage in the first place.
What a interesting science. That's what I'm saying. You Facebook sharing people out there, you know, this is
science.
Bro science.
101. With Stephen and Kelly.
Bro science.
Tune in next week.
You get knocked out real quick. You don't have to wear a mask.
Will holding your breath be enough? Bro science. Maybe if you blow out.
Exactly.
Blow out very slowly.
No breathing in, ever.
Oh, man. Yes, I don't know. Just a thought.
I love that, man. I love that. Very good. That's super insightful.
Because he's not stuttering, and he's quick.
He seems like he's actually pretty smart. Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly. He's intelligent. He speaks. Well, so it's like, I don't know.
Interesting. Very interesting. Breaking science news here as well. Not UFC. My apologies. Bellator announces they are coming back as well. I'm really glad to see Bellator come back. You know, we've seen a lot of these minor league organizations still have these little shows, and you know, Bellator did it right. They said, taking some time off.
When they coming back, homie?
They are coming back July 24th.
What?
End of the month, 2020.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be actually a pretty decent card, too.
Nice.
It'll be Sergio Pettis.
Oh,
Anthony Pettis' brother taking on Ricky Bandejas.
Oh, that's going to be
that's actually going to be a real good fight. You know, Sergio Pettis coming with some few knockouts, and Ricky Bandejas always comes to swing. So, I like that they're promoting Bandejas as, you know what I mean, as this, you know, this killer dude. You know, he's had his ups, but he's had his downs, too. Obviously, he had that big win over James Gallagher, which put him on the map. And they reward him with one hell of a showing against Sergio Pettis, and obviously this will be a number one contendership bout.
Nice.
Also on the boat, Jordan Mean, Canadian, from fighting out of Lethbridge, will be taking on Jason Jackson.
Nice.
Taiwan Claxton taking on J.J. Wilson. Aaron Pico will be taking on Chris Hatley Jr. And that's really about it. I think they probably were going to announce something else, but they do have a big card obviously coming up. shortly after that, and that one will be actually pretty big too. Also announced, Bellator making some more announcements. Lyoto Machida will be taking on Phil Davis 2 September 11th. So that card's going down. I'm really excited for that card. I guess it's going to be at 205. I thought Lyoto Machida was sticking at 185, but I couldn't see Phil Davis is huge. I can't see him going down to 185.
That's better for Phil.
Yeah, big time. So we'll see a rematch between their match where Phil Davis took the decision the first time.
Lyoto likes to stay light, and so he can move quickly, and get back and forth quickly. Where, at 205, he doesn't perform as well, in my opinion. Where Phil Davis, he's going to have that extra weight and the muscle, so... which he likes to carry on him. So I think he's just going to, it's going to be to his advantage for
sure. Big time. I could totally see, Phil Davis just going takedown after clinch after takedown after clinch and really making Lyoto work for it. And at 205, that extra weight is not going to do Lyoto Machida any favors as well. What a dude, we saw him as a 205-pound champ, but... shortly after that, he never really fit the bill after that. I think he almost got exposed as a small 205er, and that's how, especially, John Jones is gigantic for 205, and Lyoto Machida actually looked quite small compared to him. Mm-hmm. He's got, a similar weight style to Stephan Bonner. A little bit, Stephan Bonner, I felt, was kind of the same thing. He was, almost like he looked like he was big for 205, but coming up against some certain dudes, he didn't look that big at all.
Yeah, I agree. Like John Jones Bones.
Yeah, exactly. Massive. But that should be an exciting fight going down September 11th. Because there's obviously going to be some special America September 11th show. Interesting news. Another Brazilian tests positive for COVID-19, and the latest victim is Marlon Moraes. The Magic Man cannot find anything to get away from this one here. Testing positive, but I guess he's already showing good signs. Just really have asymptomatic symptoms. He's already tested negative as well, but he still tested positive for it, and he's basically getting over it now. He wants to take on Cody Garbrandt. He's already made a call out after testing positive. Calls out Cody Garbrandt. Mm-hmm. Interesting. For a fighter, especially, how this disease is affecting people differently. In so many different ways, but number one problem is always your respiratory illness, and that one thing that isn't really showing his face is how it affects people respiratory, with their lungs on a scale of 1 to 10. Some people it affects a 10 and they're never the same afterwards, and some people it doesn't affect them at all at a 1. Mm-hmm. So it should be interesting to see what happens with that and how much this virus has affected his lungs and his ability to be able to fight. Interesting call out, though, against Cody Garbrandt. Really, Moraes is still on the top of his game at 135, basically calling a guy down, but I guess maybe he has inside information that Cody Garbrandt is definitely going to be with that huge knockout win over Asuncao. He will be getting the next shot, but do we see Dillashaw come back? At the end of all this, we still got a few more fights before another 135-pound before another 135-pound belt. Do we even see a 135-pound, championship still at the end of the year? Maybe at the end of the year, but shortly after, I think Dillashaw will definitely want to become a knockin'. And some other very interesting news here. Titan Games. I talked about it about a month or so ago. How cool of a show it is. If you haven't watched it, check it out. Really, really cool show. It's on Mondays. And it's kind of like it's kind of like American Gladiators without the gladiators mixed in with American Ninja Warrior type thing. So it's just but it's mano a mano. It's dude versus dude and woman versus woman. In different tests. Tests of strength and shit like that. And it's quite a cool show, but it's hosted by The Rock Johnson. I don't like this whole DJ thing, Rock. I know you're listening to the show, man. Don't go with DJ. Come on, man. You're The Rock, dude. Don't go with this whole DJ thing. It's like almost he's trying to erase this Rock thing now, and he's having people call him DJ. You're not DJ, you're The Rock! Come on, man.
That's so weird.
It is weird. It's really weird hearing all these people call him DJ, and I don't like it. It's strange and weird to me. DJ. Anyways, he's great on the show as the host, but every week he picks, because every time he goes to the region. So they've done the Central, they do the West, and they're now in the East for the first Titan that the winner has to face, it's a celebrity, like a sports celebrity that they have to challenge. You know what I mean? Whether it be like an Olympic athlete or, you know what I mean? They had like even Clarissa Shields on an episode, and the best guy who's done the best was Joe Thomas, a former offensive lineman for the Browns. He did the best by far, because he's basically the only Titan to really win. Every other Titan has basically lost. They had Victor Cruz. He wasn't, Victor Cruz is kind of a smaller guy though, but this week they had none other than former 170-pound champ Tyron Woodley. And so I thought that was kind of cool. It was kind of interesting to have Tyron Woodley on the show. But he lost. The dude he was up against was crazy tough, too. Just this country boy, little country guy strong. And the guy was small. By stature of other people on the show, he was very small. It's because, for body mix on this show, you have to be much bigger than the dudes on American Ninja Warrior. American Ninja Warrior, basically, is 170 is heavy for American Ninja Warrior. You have to be basically 170 and 6 foot in order to do good. This show, you got to be 200 plus. And you got to be 6 foot plus in order to be really good, because there's a lot of strength challenge, right? But there is endurance and shit like that too. But Tyron Woodley kind of doesn't fit that mark, and he lost. But the dude he lost to was super small.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very, very interesting. But the guy was just country strong. It was crazy how the dude he beat to face Tyron Woodley was gigantic and was like a CrossFit guy.
Well, you always get those outliers where just like they had genetically superior somehow, you know what I mean? And this is the way it is.
It is. He didn't look shredded at all. He had like big arms, like his upper body was big, but he was probably like 5'8",
like a Matt Hughes.
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, very similar. And that's his whole thing, was country strong. The first one he got obliterated on. The first one you have to like unscrew all these things on this wall. Have you seen the show, Kelly?
No.
Oh, it's really good. Check it out. So the first one, you have to unscrew all these big weights. You have to unscrew this weight from a wall, and then you push these weights off this wall. And eventually you want to reduce the weight on this massive wall, and then you go over to the other side of the wall, and you pull it over. You pull it down like over sideways. With a rope. But if you left too many weights on, obviously when you get down to the bottom, it's going to be far too heavy. And then there's a ring that you pull down, and you pull the ring. He got obliterated on the first one. This little country guy got obliterated on the first one, and the other dude was just gigantic. You know what I mean? Like, this is going to be a walk-off win. The second one is probably one of my favorite for the. And there's girls that go at it too. They had like a snowboard Olympic gold medal snowboarder as the girl Titan. But the one I love, the second challenge, is like this. Everyone has to climb up to this like kind of like this curved, it's almost like a half move ramp, and there's a big wall in the middle, and you have to push the wall and push the guy off the edge. That's the whole thing, right? And this little dude, he hauled ass up the ladder, up to the wall to push it, and he slams into it and pushes it like crazy. By the time the other dude gets up, it's already like a third of the way. He gets up and he just gets bulldozed.
Oh,
this
no.
little country dude just bulldozed this guy, and boom, wins the second one. So now they have to go to the tiebreaker, and the tiebreakers are crazy. The tiebreaker is on this one here. It's like you got to pull these logs. You got to pull these logs out, and then the middle log. So everyone has two logs they have to pull out, and then the middle log is connected. So you have to you're fighting the other dude to pull the log over and eventually knock over the like the sensor to show that you've won. And once again, Country Strong, he was a little bit behind, but this was his thing, pulling like a big log out of a wall, and he fought the dude and fought the dude and fought the dude, and eventually, boom, pulled it out. It was pretty intense. And then to go on after all this and beat Tyron Woodley in like an obstacle course type thing. It was a pretty big win, and the thing I liked was Tyron Woodley was very gracious in his defeat, and was very congratulative of this dude. I can't remember his name, but he's now a Titan going on, and so now he moves on to next week, and so they have 3 episodes, and then the last episode is all the former winners go 3, 1 versus 1 versus 1, and then those 2 people move on to do another event, and then the last person gets to face off with the final Titan of whoever has been the final Titan through that leg, and then after this, I don't know what happens in the final Titan games when all the Titans go head to head. So, because there's some badass dudes actually in this thing. There's some real strong, super strong dudes in this thing, and women too. There's one woman from the Central Division. I don't think any woman's going to be able to beat her. She is just a powerhouse and a half. a very interesting show. If you have not seen it, check it out. And it just was kind of interesting to have an MMA guy there and have an MMA connection. You know what I mean, in pop culture and in like this, and The Rock bringing him to light. It's really, really cool.
He's gonna be a hometown hero.
America loves that shit. You know, they have like on the sign of their town.
Yeah.
Home of this guy. You know what I mean?
Guy who beat Tyrone Woodley.
I remember that in like Saskatchewan, like driving through, and it was like this ancient sign of like this one like super small town, and the sign was all faded. And it was like home of this hockey player. I was like, I don't even know who this guy is, and apparently he was like a good, he was like a decent hockey player, like in the 70s or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, still hanging on to that. Wrapping up the news. Any news you want to talk about, Kelly? Any news is picking your brain this week?
No, not really.
Let's move right along here. Where did I put it? There it is. Back by popular demand. Reviewing the reviews. One place that was in the news because no matter what next season, the Green Bay Packers will not have a crowd in the seats. 0 people will be attending Green Bay. So I thought, let's do a place that has something to do with cheese. What goes better on cheese, than a taco and cheese goes great together. Taco Bell in Green Bay, Wisconsin. This one's a good one here. 3 stars out of 574 reviews. And this one's good. Just from skimming over it here, Kelly, a lot of hate for the simplest of things. You know what I mean? And a lot of the other places, I like the reviews because they got context, not like food was shit. You know what I mean? Terrible review. This one I love because it's kind of confusing, and it was only 3 days ago. SD, 16 reviews, 3 photos, 3 stars. I ordered a cinnamon twist and got about half an order. Frowny face. Very disappointed, but everything else was delicious. 3 stars. And they were mad. Yeah, cinnamon twists too. I guess I've seen those before. I have seen those before.
Huh.
But you know what I mean, still gave him 3 stars. I don't think that's 3 stars worthy.
No.
I think you know what I mean, if you get half an order or something, that's 2 at best.
Yeah.
Even if the rest of the food was good.
Yeah. That's weird.
They could have gave you a hand job in the back alley, and I still would have been upset over the half order cinnamon twist. This one, this one's a good one. AW 8 reviews, 1 star 2 weeks ago. Worst Taco Bell you can go to. Went there on 6/29, not too long ago. Yeah, this one doesn't even have the. This one doesn't have the date. Oh, so 2 weeks ago. Yeah. 6/29, and we were not able to serve because they were having problems in the kitchen. That's in quotations. Kind of weird.
Okay.
Went there today at 7:02. Sat in line for 15 minutes. When I finally was up to order, the lady came out and told everyone that they were having problems with the system. Did not offer anything, not an apology or a sorry for the inconvenience. Do not waste your time here. Poorly managed and owned. Reasonable gripe. See, that's how you do it. 1 star. Mm-hmm. Still, I don't know about this whole... I've never come across that before. Where the whole place just closes down while I'm in there.
Yeah, they're probably having issues with like their server or something. They couldn't get like the... I don't know.
Very weird, eh?
Yeah. It happens.
Sounds like a staffing issue to me. Oh, okay, this is a good one. IP, 1 star a day ago, Kelly.
You pee a day ago?
I sure the hell did. It doesn't show. Check this out. This must be their only review because it doesn't say 1 review or anything. It doesn't have the review count at all. It must be their only review. Google updating their information for us, giving a newbie review. Let's get to this one here. This is a good one. Went there at 11 p.m. on Friday. At 7. This person using the same kind of way to write their dates too. So July 17th. So you know, I mean, it is just a day ago or 2 day. Yeah, 2 days ago, basically, by this time. Waiting in line for about 10 minutes. Order paid. Then told they are out of beef. I asked for a refund. Manager comes over, hands me my money, doesn't say a word, and slams the window in my face. Never going there again. One on Velp is much better. Poor spelling, terrible punctuation. I love it, America. This is what I'm talking about here. But this person has a decent gripe if that actually did happen. You know, but how can you take the order and then find out they have no beef? This place sounds like the worst Taco Bell actually in history. And I think that I'm actually siding with the psychos on this one. This place is just giving them the... Oh, this one's cool. This one is super cool. Oh, I love this one. I got to read this one. LH, 55 reviews, 33 photos, 5 stars a month ago.
You loved it.
Taco Bell Drive is dangerous.
What?
Yeah, and this is going to be a tough one because there's like zero... Yeah, this is all one gigantic sentence. Taco Bell Drive is dangerous. Guy in back of me bumped my car last week, and OMG, it takes way too long in the drive-thru, like at 20 minutes or sometimes half hour. But it is all worth it. I will always still keep going to Taco Bell. It is way better and healthier than McDonald's.
It's dangerous and takes forever, but it's tastier and better for you than McDonald's.
Oh, so this person is, in their words, they're risking life and limb over McDonald's. You know what I mean? They are awesome. Risking their life. You know what I mean? Going to McDonald's. Going to Taco Bell. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Even the craziness of it is that they got bumped. It takes forever, but it's worth it. And they're trying to justify it. They're trying to say it's healthier than McDonald's.
Yeah, that's a justification.
This is why I love America, for your up-to-date news.
Yeah.
Number one, both places are not healthy.
Yeah.
They're both not healthy. No matter what you get from either or place.
Really?
It's not good.
Wow. I was going to eat a chocolate bar, but it's like, nah, Big Mac. Healthier.
But I can 100% fucking assure you here, LH, that Taco Bell is on the bottom of the list when it comes to fast food healthiness. I can guarantee that. They can't even tell you what's in the meat.
Yeah.
It comes out of a gun. Do you remember that?
Everything's fried.
Everything comes out of a squirt gun. If my food is coming out of a cocking gun, I don't think it's going to be healthy.
I think they have these bags of like frozen meat and they warm it up and then they put it in that gun. Yeah, and they like start squirting the meat on the...
That's exactly what happens.
Yeah, it's like fucking... And the bag, it doesn't even look like just meat. You know what I mean?
It doesn't.
It's probably like 30% meat.
Well, that's the thing is that you know what I mean, there was not, it has filler.
Yeah.
It does have a filler in it, which is like cardboard. It's like paper.
Yeah.
Is in it. But to say that, I guess, you know what I mean, I just love that. I love the fact they have to explain themselves, Kelly, to say that, oh, it is better than McDonald's. I love that. And I honestly don't think it is. I think if you have to rank them, I think McDonald's has upped all their shit because they were hated on for so long.
Yeah.
But the thing about McDonald's is now it's more expensive, obviously. You know, you couldn't, you know, that was the reason why McDonald's was so cheap and easy. But now McDonald's is probably one of the more expensive places to eat at for fast food, right?
It's almost like the same as Triple O's.
It basically, it kind of is. I know I went there and got a cheeseburger and a wrap, you know, with fries and a drink. Came to like $13.50.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
Same as Triple O's, yeah. Everything went up. I noticed that too.
But it wasn't bad quality. That's the only reason why I've been eating McDonald's recently, because it's actually not terrible quality. I don't feel like shit afterwards. I feel just normal like shit.
Normal like shit. Like normal fast food.
Yeah, like
shit.
normal fast food shit. Oh, I love this one. I love this one. Oh man, nothing but hate. JK, 16 reviews, 9 photos. He's got all 9 photos are of this Taco Bell. He's got a picture of the sign from the outside. I love this. He's from the inside looking out at the Taco Bell sign. That's not even the Taco Bell sign. He's got a picture of the taco place across the street, Taco John's.
Wow. Taco John's across the street.
2 stars, too, 5 months ago. Where's the meat? Sorry, Taco Bell, I'm done with you. Taco John's is my buddy now. Photos don't lie. Oh, wow, he's got both. So he's got photos of Taco John's and then photos of Taco Bell side to side by side. This dude's got all the breaking shit here. Taco John's doesn't look. Oh, okay, they got a decent amount of meat in Taco John's. He's got picture bite by bite picture. This guy has went all out, Kelly. See, I'm not seeing a huge difference though.
Better.
I'm not seeing a huge difference.
This guy owns Taco John's.
And then, but seriously, like, how fucked up is it? This dude, judging by his hands in the picture, is a large gentleman. He goes, not that I'm smacking, but maybe if you're eating tacos from two different places back to back, like one after another, you may need to tone it down, bud. To go to Taco Bell and think, oh, this was terrible, I'm going to go across the street and eat again?
Yeah.
Holy moly. Oh, shit, America. I salute you. A lot of mad people here. Oh, here we go. See, this one says the one review here. Okay, we'll read this one here and we'll round it out here. All right. JR, there's a ton of good reviews. This one's a really good one. JR, first and only review, a newbie review, 1 star, 4 days ago too, so very recently as well. Waited for 20 minutes. Employees were rude. And the dude's gloves were disgusting. Looked green. And that they hadn't been changed. They also forgot an item on the order. But they didn't give us a receipt, so they made us wait in a long drive-thru again. Don't come to this location. Or others are better. Interesting. Just didn't like it. Didn't like it. Very easy grape. Because this Taco Bell, wow, just nothing but 1-star reviews. This Taco Bell is the shittiest Taco Bell on the fucking planet.
It's like no psychos. This is all.
Yeah, no, I never know. That's what I was sad about when I saw the 1-star reviews. I thought, oh, this is gonna be great. But it's all people with legitimate gripes.
Yeah, that's sad. Sucks when that happens.
I know, it sucks when there's no psychos. Jeez.
I want to see someone review Taco John's across the street. And give them.
I know. Maybe we'll do Taco John's next time.
Like no, but someone like gives Taco Bell 1 star for Taco John's.
That's hilarious. Yeah, it was like the guy he's like the owner of. It is John. It's John. This one's hilarious. This person giving me good reviews is so fake too, saying they're very friendly service, but most importantly, the food was made correctly and with care. Bullshit.
Care.
Bullshit.
What the fuck?
Burrito was well made, as well as a cheesy gordita crunch and soft taco. Very satisfied food that took a little longer than normal. Terribly fake review.
They threw the last little part in so it doesn't sound fake.
In my opinion, that last part makes it sound even more fake.
Yeah.
Who the hell is going to wait more time?
A little more time than normal.
Love the manager.
Love the the cheesy gorditas.
That was good. And very interesting. Something maybe we haven't seen the whole time we've been doing this segment, Kelly, is a place with legitimate grapes, and we get it from Green Bay, Wisconsin. They know their food over there. They know their food in Green Bay. Let's take a little breather here, though, man, and we will be right back after these brief messages. When you're out on a hot summer day, be sure to remove your mask when drinking cold, refreshing water. Don't waterboard yourself, but be sure to put that mask back on when you're out and about, folks. Brought to you by the Water Company. When you're at home on summer vacation with nothing to do, try water in all its shapes and forms. Tons of different things. I don't know. Make stuff up. Water can be used for anything. And I mean anything. And welcome back, folks. Hope you enjoyed our commercials. And go grab yourself a cold, tall glass of water on the house. Tap water, that is. Breaking down. Let's get to some video games. Played actually a decent amount this week. Actually, I got into a bunch of different video games. Orna, obviously, I've still, I'm just feathering the gas pedal on Orna. I'm still playing a little bit here and there, but hey, you know what I mean. I haven't burned myself out on the game much like I've seen of the other dudes playing. But I'm still liking it. I had switched over to Realm Shifter. It was pretty fun. It just wasn't really. It wasn't really a great defense guy. Great for attacking. The Realm Shifter was super fun for attacking, but not great for defense, really. I lost a lot of spots when I had him up, and but it was fun. Like I said, it was interesting. You know what I mean? I've been Magic this whole time, and it was interesting to move over to a straight attack guy, and it was kind of cool. I'm climbing, though, Kelly. 108th globally. 108th in the whole freaking world here.
Nice.
I got my 2,000 quests, 2,000 gauntlets. So I got 2,023 gauntlets now. So I got the achievement for that one. That's a huge one to get that one knocked off. I got 2.5 million orns for it too, so it was a huge jump. I almost have enough already for a Gilgamesh again or something like that. I got 15 million orns again, so it's, you know what I mean, I'm at a point now where I can buy all these different classes and play them and have fun with them. Just the Realm Shifter wasn't great for defense, and I'll just move on. Maybe I don't have enough know-how with him yet, or you know what I mean. I think I need boots. I think that's the problem with him, is I really need some a better pair of boots. The boots I have for him aren't great, but they're just basically the best thing I had. So it's kind of interesting to see how my guys piece together. I know for the warrior I have a full set of gear. Like I could have one hell of a Gilgamesh warrior. So that could be a lot of fun. Trying him out, but like I said, once again, he's only good for defense. So if you have a place and you want to defend it, no, you know what I mean, it's going to be very, very tough. You're going to get a lot of people stalemating on you because they run out of mana because you're just so freaking tough. And obviously, when it comes to the Gilgamesh, it's all about the ward. So you know what I mean. Do I pick him or do I go with something else? I don't know, but playing the Realm Shifter, it's great for. It's perfect for PvP. Super perfect for PvP. And that's, you know what I mean, you just mess people up like so bad. And it's just so hard to hit you. Once your health, Kelly, gets below 50%, you're almost impossible to hit. And then once your health gets, basically to 25%, you're really impossible to hit. So one thing he's got really good is Realm Strikes, which is a really badass attack. Just does tons and tons of damage, and the cool thing about him, if you land a critical strike, so that's what's really cool about the Realm Shifter. If you land a critical, no matter what, with any attack, whether it be a basic attack or a magic attack, you gain back mana and health. So it's quite a handy attribute to have with him. And I was using the Raider with him, so it was causing people to bleed or just drop their defenses. So some of these people was dropping their defenses just gigantically right off the bat and just smashing the shit out of them. But like I said, it wasn't very good against gauntlets. Sucked. I lost a few gauntlets as them because you got low health, you got low ward, and you're really just, kind of a glass cannon, I guess. So that was kind of shitty. I really was having a hard time with that, and definitely against raid bosses, it'd be definitely a game over thing. Just not enough defense. It's all about hitting and not being hit. So. Raid boss I could see. So I went back to DD, obviously, but hey, do I switch over to him again? I got him in my back pocket with a full loadout of gear and skill set, and I can use him anytime I want. That's what this game's about now. And at the end game stuff, the dude that's in their city over, he's getting pretty strong. This dude is grinding like crazy. He was like, when I first came across this dude, Kelly, I think he was like level 186. Now he's 227. So he's he's 232. So he's 2 levels over me already, which is like huge. This guy is just grinding at like an insane level. And he's going to do what everyone else before him has done and burn out. So that's what I'm finding, going around now. The dude who owned everything, he's just a ghost everywhere now. So it's just easy pickings now. And it's just been everywhere I go, it's just, our city here has just become really my area, and it's kind of really cool, but kind of really sad at the end. I don't really have these dudes I would battle against, and the other dude, he lives too far of towns over, he never comes to my hood, so I don't have that enemy in the game. Maybe that's really the reason why I took my foot off the gas, but I don't have that enemy to fight. The guy that's coming into my neighborhood and taking my shit, and I got to take it back from him. Yeah, I don't have that motivation really to grind as hard as I used to. I used to grind way harder than when I played. But hey, you know what I mean? That's the game, the evolution of the game, and different things. I'm still playing it. Played a good chunk of Citadel Forged with Fire. It's okay. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it's a 10-star game. It's amazing, life-changing. Go and get it right now. It's fun. it is fun, but it does lack some things. I just think they had a few misses with it. Now I can see why all the reviews saying don't buy it at full price, because it really isn't a $50 game. It really isn't. I bought it for $20, and I guarantee you it's a $20 game, $25 game, because it just lacks the depth. That's what I find in a lot of these games, like Orna. It has depth beyond depth. This game has no depth.
But would you say it's life-changing and I should go and get it right now?
I would say not. I would say not. It's fun, though. It's a lot. If I can describe it best, it is a ton like Ark. It's a ton like Ark, with how you build, how you attack, and different things like that. I'm just playing single player right now. I'm not playing online, which I know that's a big part of it too. But in like Ark, you get into these servers where these massive clans own everything, and they have everything walled off, and you can't build a base anywhere you want, and then they have all these pillars everywhere, and they're just blocking everything. So that shit sucks. So that's why I just wanted to try single player first, and it is enjoyable. It definitely is enjoyable. There, at least what's kind of messed up is there was a bunch of reviews on it that were very accurate. Buy it if it's on sale, and you're only going to get about 50 hours out of the game, and I think that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. Is I'm progressing quite quickly, and I'm just looking at the map and looking at what level I am and looking at the enemies I'm fighting. The game doesn't have a whole lot to it. That's just the thing. But it is fun with what it is. So what I like is I'm finally getting the hang of it. The first time I played it, I was just getting murdered left, right, and center. I didn't really know how to play. I didn't really know how to use your spells. But now I'm getting the hang of it, and I really excelled hugely this week. I should have started a new game. Just started right from scratch. Did all the missions, the tutorial missions again. And now I'm really getting the hang of it and learning about a smart battle and not what to battle and what not to battle. And it's all about the weapons and the spells. So that's kind of what I got. So you can hold a maximum of 4 weapons in your hand. You switch between weapons with X, and each weapon is very simple. It only has 2 spells, which is left trigger or right trigger. But the thing is, with each different weapon, you can have multiples of one weapon or 4 of all the different weapon. You have a different skill set depending on what type of elemental spell you pick and with going into what weapon. So that's kind of why it would promote you to want to use these different weapons. For instance, you can get gloves, like gauntlets, these magic gauntlets you use, and you can do different spells. You get an axe, which is more of your utility weapon. You use it more to get resources from trees and rocks, but it's actually your main melee weapon. You can do the most damage with it melee against dudes, which I use it. That's what I kind of had to get, if I can interject in this part here, that's what I kind of had to wrap my head around, where everyone was saying it's a magic game, it's only one style game. You have to use magic, you have to use magic, you have to use magic. Totally untrue. I use my axe quite regularly. I may use my axe in some battles more than I will use magic, just because it's reliable. It's just straight. I'm just smashing a dude, and I'm gonna do like 100 damage per hit, where spells can miss, or you know what I mean, or that it won't do that much damage. I can just graze the guy and it won't do that much damage. Yeah, and that was like a misconception that I didn't think of in when I was playing the game. That why would I swing a weapon? It's useless. I'm a mage type dude. But no, it does actually do quite a bit of damage. So you get an axe, you get a staff, and you get a wand. So these are the 3 different ones. The 4 different weapons you can have, and each one, depending on what element you put into it, will do different spells. And now I'm finding different elements too, which is a really cool part of the game here. So before I just had you start off with an arcane ability, Kelly. You have this arcane ability, and it gives you basic spells, and it's arcane magic. But then you quickly find natural magic, and it's more like magic of the earth, right? With like root damage and geysers and healing and shit like that. But now I'm finding light magic, power of healing and crap like that. And then I found just recently dark magic, which is really cool. And I had ice magic too. Ice magic wasn't that great, but these are the magic spells I found. You find an essence, whether from a node or from killing something, you get an essence. So I thought that was kind of a nice little touch of the game, getting these essences and being able to do different spells with them. And you can one thing I do like about the game is, say when you first pick a weapon, you don't know what spell set it's going to get when you pick a weapon, unless you remembered, or have it etched in your memory somehow. So if you pick an essence to use and you don't want to use anything from that, it's not going to cost you that essence. So if you don't use the essence, you can pull it back out and keep using different ones and seeing which one will work for what weapon. So I thought that was a nice little touch of the game. But the dark one I just got, and the dark one I only had one of, so I knew it was going to be cool. So the dark one was really cool. I used it on my wand, which kind of my wand is the more like my main magic, like attacking one, where it has like no other defensive spells, just basically attack spells. And it has like this dark magic one that shoots out and more like bounces. It's so nasty. It's like a bouncing spell, so it's kind of weird that way. But it really does mess up dudes. And I have this thorn one that goes out like just like a straight line in the ground, and then I have this geyser one which just launches dudes in the air. That's the thing, when you're fighting the guys, the animations are very basic, very weird. I understand it's a sandbox type game, but I would like to see this fall damage. You don't get fall damage, and you're launching these dudes in the air with a geyser, and they come crashing down to the earth, and they don't have any fall damage. So that's one little thing I think that's what I'm saying. It's not a very deep game. That'd be a simple thing right there to add fall damage, and it would have made it super cool. It would have made your spell super cool to want to launch these dudes in the air, because that's what I thought was interesting at first. Oh, cool! I have these spells that just skyrocket these dudes into the air, and I thought, that's a really nice touch. That you see spells in different games, it just hits the dude and does damage. It doesn't. These ones actually do pushback and different things like that. So I thought for an open world 360 RPG, I thought that was kind of interesting. I started building, but I came to a point where I had to start building. I had so much crap with me. I found one of these nodes, which is exactly like Ark. Like these nodes come down and they have all these special items, exactly like Ark, like that too. Just randomly they fall from the sky, right? And found one of those, and I'm like, I'm super overburdened now. Now I need to make a chest, and so making a chest, I had to make, made a small little shitty ass house. But making a floor while you're overloaded was super annoying, because I had to have so much wood to make the floorboards. But once I got it, you built a chest, and you have different different shit like a forge and a workbench and crap like that, to make your different stuff. So now I'm actually pretty tough, pretty badass, and for the level I'm at, I'm level 17, and now I can take over these little camps, these evil camps that were everywhere, and they have a treasure chest. So that's what I was like, there's no treasure chest in the game. That's kind of what I want. You know what I mean? That treasure hunting, and there actually is, which I thought was a real cool touch. So it could be anything from like orcs to undead, things that are guarding these little camps, and you kill all the dudes, and then you get the treasure. And it's just simple as that. And so I thought that was a nice little touch on the game. And the treasure just is actually quite useful items and crap. And you do missions, and what I mean. I'm enjoying it. I'm progressing nicely in the game. I'm about ready to go to the next section basically. Because I'm, like I said, I got good gear, I got good weapons, and I'm ready to get that experience jump. I had tamed some animals, but that's the only thing that I tamed them, and they were following me. Everything was good. I tamed a bear, and I tamed a boar to be my pets. So they were walking around with me, and they actually were really, really useful, really helpful, and shit like that. Now I found out I've just got the ability to make a broomstick, and I've just got the ability to be able to make saddles too, so I can saddle up the animals, and I can ride different animals and shit like that. I can ride a bear, I can ride a boar, or there's horses and shit like that too. Elk. I think it'd be kind of cool to have an elk.
If they get out of line, you can hit them with the broomstick.
Exactly, smack with the broomstick. But they weren't. Something happened. I logged out. Obviously, I played out yesterday. Logged back in this morning, and they're saying they're not with me. Like they're saying they're still in my. Like I can see what my dudes are. And they gain experience and shit like that. I can see and I can change their name and crap. Like they're in my menu item, but I can't find them on the map, and I can't see them on the map. But they're still saying they are a part of my team, so I don't know what is going on with that, and I don't know how I can't remove them. Obviously, a big glitch. They did say there was bugs in the game. Yeah. There was a glitch, but it'd be shitty to have like a dragon or something like that, Kelly, and then just to lose them. Mm-hmm. That would really suck. That would fucking suck huge. But it's fun. Like I said, I can't say enough. It actually is a fun game. It's a $20 game. It's $20 well spent, you know what I mean? And I actually am looking forward to playing some more, because I'm starting to make some good progress and jumping into the new section of the map. I think it's going to be very interesting. But, I'm basically already a quarter done after playing like 2 days, basically, you know what I mean? But, hey, it's a different game. I got what I paid for. Due to such a gleaming review from Kelly, played some Call of Duty Mobile this week too. Nice. Man. Wow, what a fun game, fun little game. I think I didn't play a ton, but I think that's what's kind of shocking about the game is how well put together it is. Kelly, did you play this week?
No. I played like 1 or 2 games of Team Deathmatch. Yep. I was just way too busy.
Yeah. No, it's man, is it ever good?
Yeah, you get daily logins, so I'll log in for that and grab those things. But as far as playing goes, I didn't really have a lot of time, so yeah. I like to play with the controller though.
Yep.
And I don't know.
Oh yeah, I haven't played with the controller, but I definitely want to, man. I was doing really, really good without the controller. But I think that's what the cool thing is. You get matched up. They really do a really good job of how many people are playing this game.
Yeah.
It's got to be in the millions. You know what I mean? The 100 millions. The 100 millions, you know what I mean? If not half, you know what I mean? 500 million people probably play this game. Mm-hmm. It's tons of people play this game. It's a mobile game. You know what I mean?
Definitely took over for, what was the other one? Player Unknown Battlefield.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely took over that. And I think Fortnite's on the phone, too. I think it's actually doing better than that.
I could believe it. Just how streamlined it is. Mm-hmm. I played a bunch of team death matches. Progressed quite quickly, was MVP a bunch of times. That's what I would think that's the reason why I'm into it, because I'm good at it somehow. Yeah. I don't know how I am. I'm not very good for first-person shooters, but I was really lining up my angles, and I think that's what I was playing very, very smart. Was I camping? Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. I think you're getting people that aren't usually like they don't really have consoles. They only casual phone gamers or whatever. Yeah. So like some of the people I've talked to that actually play just say they just play on the phone. So they download just Call of Duty. They play without controllers. I think they're not as used to the first person shooter like the style, like the Call of Duty style like we are. So even though, you haven't really played much, you still played some first-person shooters and you're kind of familiar with it. And I think that's the biggest difference.
Yeah, I just would pick my angles, pick a spot. The maps are small enough where you can really, I think they've done a good job with, you're not really able to really spawn camp. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's one thing I thought was cool, because I got screwed over by doing it because I was trying to spawn camp these guys, because we just murder this team. But you have that invincibility meter right off the bat. Yes. So you could be right in the person's face and you can't hit them, but they can actually hit you. So that's a really cool way. They got rid of spawn camping and shit like that. But you pick a lane and you're just headshotting dudes left, right, and center, and we actually played together for a quick few games, and it was actually a lot of fun. Like I said, but the shitty thing was I was paired up, with people of Kelly's, of Kelly's level, and where I just had started playing the game. I still did okay, but I was obviously getting shot pretty good. But I still, it's just like everything. The kill streaks are really cool. Just the flow of the game is quite insane of how well it is on a phone, Kelly. It's just fucking insane. It really does work. I like it. I like how, because when you play on the phone, it's almost a little bit like, because you can't like aim and shoot at the same time. You know what I mean? So it has the auto shoot, but you can't aim, right? When you're on the phone.
That's why I like the controller too.
Yeah, exactly.
You can set it up, and if someone peeps their head out and then moves back, you can just start firing and then just wait for them to like move back in your line of fire, and then there's an instant headshot, right? I've done that so many times.
But I would just own and do it. But like I said, was the MVP many times. Headshot, like I said, I think it's probably just at the lower levels. Obviously, I think come like level 20, I think it's obviously going to be a huge learning curve. But I won a battle royale too. My team won a battle royale, and it was a funny story. I played a handful of team deathmatch. I thought, you know what? Honestly, I'm on the toilet. I'm going to play a battle royale. I'm going to play a battle royale. How long could it be? So you drop in a team of 4, and it's just like any other battle royale game. It's fucked up.
It's huge.
It is huge. The map was gigantic. So I didn't think I haven't played this battle royale version ever. And I'm hopping in. I'm with a team of 4, and we're all running around getting our weapons. Everyone seems to be good with getting their weapons. I got a good setup for weapons, and then dude's honking his horn to get some people getting into a truck. So I hop in the truck, and I quickly realize this guy didn't know how to drive at all.
Oh, no.
He was going like back and forth and back and forth and like back and forth, and he can't understand how to drive it. So I'm like, okay, buddy. And unfortunately, now I'm stuck in the fucking car of him crashing. I'm like, I don't know, can I get run over by my buddy?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of scared. So I'm staying in. So he finally gets going forward and then just smashes into a house. I hop out as quickly as I can. And then I'm like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going on my own here. I don't know what these other dudes are doing. We're like outside of the circle and by quite a margin, and they're just hanging out. So I'm like, okay, these guys, once again, I'm at a low level. I'm only like level 10. I'm just going to start heading towards the circle here. And I'm getting in firefights, and I'm just owning dudes. I'm kicking dudes' ass, and I quickly ran out of ammo, which I thought was kind of interesting too. I thought that was a cool little touch, actually.
Yeah.
And I run out of ammo. I actually knifed a fucking dude, and got some ammo. Switched guns, went over to an SMG, and but now the circle's fucking closing in on me. The circle's fucking closing on me, and I'm behind the fucking cloud. I'm behind the cloud. I'm getting hurt. And I found a motorbike. I'm like, oh, cool. I've never driven a motorbike in this game. Let's hop on. And it was the coolest. The motorbike was badass. Nice. Have you driven a motorbike in the game?
Not.
Oh, they are so fast. Easy to control, too. Oh, wow. And it was super fast. I blaze out of the cloud, Kelly, into the circle. I'm like, oh, my God, I made it. I almost died. I heal up. That's what I thought was cool, too. Like, they give you a lot of healing shit, I found. So I thought that was actually a nice touch. Because, you get banged up in most battles. You get pretty banged up.
Yeah.
So and it was actually right where the circle edge was a house. So I'm kind of just regrouping, healing, grabbing ammo, doing what I can, and I'm getting into fight after fight after fight. One of my teammates catches up with me.
Oh.
So it's me and this other dude. The other two dudes died. They didn't make it. I don't know what happened to them. I didn't care. They didn't make it. I don't think they knew how to play the game or whatever. So this guy catches up to me, and we're a team. Yeah. We're fighting together. We're killing dudes together. We're sharing ammo. We're sharing armor and shit like that. And we're holding up in this house, and we're just murdering dudes. But the thing, I was glad to have the help. But the son of a bitch stole a bunch of kills from me. I'm saying that right now. This guy, he stole a bunch of kills from me. Either way, we were killing dudes. It was cool. So the circle starts closing in again, and we move again, and we're just mowing down dudes. So there's really no teams left. There's absolutely no teams left. Just single dudes that we're just cleaning up. The circle goes really small, and it's on like a plateau too. So I'm like, oh, fucking rights, man. And just me and this other dude, we're gonna mow down anybody. And it's basically we're on a plateau, and the whole circle's around us. So anybody that's not on this plateau is going to be getting damaged all the time from the cloud, you know what I mean, or the storm, or whatever the hell they want to call in this one. So we make it, so we're up there holding up, and the circle goes to like a pin. You know what I mean? Goes to a super small area. We move to the small area, and we never saw the other dude. That's the thing. We killed a few people on the plateau, but you know what I mean? Once we moved to the small one, I never saw another person for a good few minutes, and they must have just been too far in the cloud, just constantly healing, I guess.
Yeah.
And eventually we won, and it was really cool. But that bastard, he got 12 kills. I got 11 kills, so he got the MVP. Because he stole a bunch of my kills. But it was still, you know what I mean? It was kind of cool. We worked together well, and it was which was very odd. And I won a battle royale. I've never won a battle royale in any other game, whether it be Fortnite. You know, that's pathetic. You know, I didn't really play a bunch of Fortnite. I played some of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wasn't that good at first person shooters. And I never won a battle royale on one of those, or you know what I mean, PUBG, or I haven't played.
I found Fortnite more difficult than most games.
It kind of is, because there's a lot of people that play it. There's such a huge, there's tons of really good people that play it.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a cool feeling to get that battle royale session. I haven't played a ton of it. I haven't played a ton of the game because it does take time. You got to actually sit down and play the game. Because you're in depth in that match, obviously. So. But I really enjoyed it for a phone game. You got 2 good reviews right here, man.
Yeah.
From me and Kelly. Kelly especially, turned me onto the game. And that's what you want to hear with video games. Someone saying, hey, this is a good game, try it out. And the other person be like, okay, I'll try it out. And they're like, yeah, you're right. It's a really good game.
It's the best first-person shooter on mobile right now.
Yeah.
Nothing competes with
Nothing at all.
Especially for team deathmatch and kill confirmed.
I couldn't believe how big the map was.
Yeah.
That's what the fucked up thing about you have a battle royale map on a mobile phone, Kelly, that is gigantic. That's what I was like. I was like, I don't need a vehicle. I'll just walk. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh my god, I was gonna die here. It's like still super far away from me. Super fun.
Yep. Yeah. I'm excited to play again.
Yeah. We'll have to get together again, maybe today or something like that, and I'll put the headphones on. That's the thing is I got headphones with the mic, and it was actually coming in perfectly too.
Oh really? You just plug in like any headphone with mic?
Just plug in any headphone with mic, and it worked perfectly.
Wow. Cool.
And I want to try the controller.
I'll plug in my TVs.
Yeah, there you go. You could technically play it on the computer too, I guess, couldn't you?
I don't know. I think you'd have to hack it some way because it is like an Android and iPhone game. It's like a mobile, so you can't find it even like on Apple TV,
right,
on their app store, and you can't like there's no download for it on your computer. So I think you would have to like maybe have some sort of hack, like where you have a computer that somehow has connection to like the app, like the app market, from probably Android because it's an open app market. It's a little bit easier. So
yeah, good game. Any other video game shit you want to talk about, Kelly? Any video game news you want to talk about?
No. Haven't played much of anything.
Yeah. Sometimes it happens, man. That's the thing about video games. You play it all the time, it gets boring and terrible, right?
Yeah.
Give yourself a break. You're gonna come back to you and you're like, all right, video games. I love you. Let's talk some UFC. UFC on ESPN 13. Cater versus Iggy. Not a great card. It definitely, I mean, a lot of decisions. That's not what you want to see on the main event. Is all those decisions. You know what I'm saying? Not a great card. I did watch it right from the prelims to the main card though. Going down on a Wednesday night, of course. Where do we start here? Yeah, Jared Gordon with a win over Chris Fishgold. That was actually not a bad showing. What was that crazy one was that Modesta Bukakis versus Andreas Michilidis. Kind of a crazy one with those elbows where he was complaining he got elbowed in the back of the head and just basically gave up after that, thinking he was gonna win the fight by disqualification. But it was maybe one glancing blow was to the back of the head, but those other elbows were right on the side of the head. You know what I mean? Those other elbows were definitely did a ton of damage. Leron Murphy beating Ricardo Lamas by TKO. That was actually a huge win for him. Sorry, Ricardo Ramos. This dude, Dana White, love this guy. Kazamat Chimaev beating John Phillips. This dude is crazy for 185. Huge dude, undefeated. Let's break this guy down a little because I didn't really know much about him before this fight. Kazamat Chimaev. He's obviously from the Middle East, but is fighting out of Sweden. Big dude for 185, 6'2". Young guy. He's only 26. But man, did he ever just put a beat down on? Oh, he does get another quick fight. He does get the turnaround fight against Rise McKee. Crazy. He'll be fighting on the 25th because this was an absolute beat down of John Phillips. John Phillips had a good showing before. He has the quickest knockout at middleweight and at 15 seconds. But here he just gets taken to school and just an absolute ground and pound beat down by Boers here, man. And he wins eventually by the Brado choke. Huge win. Dude's undefeated. He obviously looks like he's like from Dagestan or something like that and grew up in Sweden. But people got to watch out for this dude. All finishes. He's 7-0, Kelly, with all finishes. That's pretty good. Especially getting now the test of the UFC. He goes undefeated in the underground. Really fought nobodies. But you know what I mean? A dude that people got to watch out for.
The next Ben Askren.
Let's break down let's break him down just a little bit more here because it is fighting these in these northern organizations. So the first dude he fought was 2-2. Was the first dude he beat. That was his first fight. So second dude he fought is 3-6. Third dude he fought is 5-1. That's his only loss came to him. So that's pretty good. So you know what I mean? That's a good mark on your resume right there. Fourth guy is also not bad. 6-4, still American, and an American guy too. Still a winning record. And then and another guy he fought is 9-1, and that his only loss was to him as well against Chimaev. Damn. So it's actually he's actually fought a lot of tough dudes, and even the guy he just beat right now, John Phillips, he's 22-10. So that's a good test for him. Yeah, this dude could be the real deal. And that's really what you got to do. Break down his history, break down his resume. And this dude could be it because he showed a perfect game where he was really nasty on his feet, but his ground game and his takedowns are obviously his specialty. He's an amazing wrestler, and I think this guy could really do damage at 185. That was really the shining moment I thought in this card, really. That's kind of why I spent a lot of time on this thing. Let's just be honest, this is one of the worst cards of the year. This card really sucked.
I didn't really even watch it.
I know. It was tough to watch, man. It was just too many decisions. Tim Elliott breaks his hand against Ryan Benoit. You know what I mean? So he really played conservative. Jimmy Rivera had another conservative, very conservative fight against Cody Straman in a quick turnaround on Cody Straman. Talia Santos had a really boring fight against Molly McCain. And, the decent fight was Monir Lazez versus Abdul Razak Al Hassan. That was actually wasn't a bad fight, though. Those good dudes were actually going toe-to-toe. And then Calvin Guitar versus Dan Iggy. Whew. People are saying it was a war. I didn't really see that. It was a good fight, but you know what I mean. That was a fight I did not want to see 5 rounds of. That's the thing. I would have liked to see that fight as a 3-round fight for sure, but 5 rounds of that was 5 rounds fucking too many for me, in my opinion.
It was a war if both armies ran out of ammo.
And money.
And just started getting each other in headlocks and stuff.
Shots fired. Let's get to the main course here. UFC Fight Night 172. Figueiredo versus Benavidez 2. Really good card. In contrast to the other one, man, this card I'm going for probably, stacked up one of the best cards of the year. Actually, I will put it in the top 3 easily. Great card, right from the bottom to the top. You know what I mean? We saw a lot of really good fights on this. Starting with the main card. You know what I mean? What a really good showing. We got Askar Askarov against Alejandro Pantoja. This Pantoja guy was going to be the runner-up. He was ranked, I think, 4th at 145. He was going to be the dude to fill in for Holloway or Volkanovski. You know what I mean? He was the fill-in guy, and they give him his fight, and he loses. It was actually not a bad back-and-forth fight. It was a tough call, though, but I think Askar had it better on the ground, and Pantoja kind of had a little bit too little too late. Mm-hmm.
Undefeated record.
What's that?
Undefeated record.
Yeah, another undefeated dude. Yep. So he's, I think he was ranked 10th in 145. So, you know what I mean? A huge win for him, to go up the rankings. We see a dude, did he have an exciting fighting style? Not really that exciting, but he's going to be a handful for anybody to fight at the 145-pound division. And then we see one of the most gruesome knee bars in MMA history. And Orna Lipsky just taking Luana Carolina's knee away. Ugh.
Rest in peace, Carolina's knee.
That knee is lost and gone forever.
Oh, man.
That was nasty. What I love about it, though, is the takedown. There was where it all started. The takedown, and then she almost has her leg crossed in Carolina's leg, and that is almost a disadvantaged position because Ariane, her leg was super twisted as well. She shuffles because if she would have pulled the knee bar, she was, puts herself giving her back to Luana, which is crazy enough to begin with. And then to readjust, to go for to think about, okay, now I'm going to go for a knee. And then to have her knee super tweaked, readjust, putting her other foot on the map and just cranking with all of her power up high on the ankle like that. The fulcrum doesn't get more disadvantaged towards Carolina than that. And I think that's why we see here one of the worst knee bars to happen to somebody in history, because I don't think she saw it coming. And when you could see her leg flex just before she grabbed onto it, she knew it was too little too late. And just that cranking motion to get the tap. Whoo-wee! Anyway, you slice it, she ain't walking tomorrow.
It's brutal.
Super brutal. And an amazing Ariane Lipsky. We see, in the featherweight division here. You see a new up and comer, or was that straw? I think it was strawweight.
Flyweight.
Flyweight. Oh wow. Yeah, and kind of an up and down career for. Let's break her down here. Ariane Lipsky, the Queen of Violence.
That was violent.
Yeah, that was super violent. Comes from KSW. Kind of had an up and down UFC career. Had 2 losses, then 2 wins. They gave her tough tests. She only lost by decision against Joanne Calderwood and Molly McCann. Those are very tough women competitors. Gets a win over Isabel Dapula, and then the huge knee bar win. That one will be replayed forever and ever and ever. Mm-hmm. That'll be one of those ones like look away if you're squeamish type shit, which everyone loves that crap. Because that was squeamish. That knees aren't supposed to bend that way. And we see a great showing. This one was a great fight. Rafael Fazev versus Mark Dacassi. Man, what a battle that was. Rafael looking like a smaller fighter, and Mark Dacassi had like all this hype behind him. I thought this guy was going to get murdered. A relative nobody from like Uzbekistan or something here. Kyrgyzstan, exactly. You know what I mean? A relative nobody to come in, and man, what a clinic that was. Those body kicks, Kelly.
Yeah, man.
Ooh, the lolly. There's no way those didn't hurt. Super slapping, whip cracking.
The guy threw
body
kicks like Conor McGregor. It's just like, just like quick from the side.
Yeah.
Like no warning, just like hard though.
Oh, super hard.
I had the crazy dexterity, crazy strength, crazy stamina.
He showed a bit. He showed some decent ground ability too. You know what I mean? Coming over a crazy knockout loss in his first UFC fight against Magomed Mustayev, beating Alex White, and then now the huge win over Mark Dacassi. I think this is obviously his biggest win to date. Young dude too. He's only 27. Fighting out of Kyrgyzstan.
If you can kick like that, it's such an advantage.
155. I think that fight was at 170 though. I think that's what was crazy. This guy normally fights at 150 because he did look small for 170. Yeah, that's what it was at. But good call though, Kelly. Good call. Those kicks were just insane, especially for his size and just really landing at will, and then opening up the face, and then never really threw a leg kick. Just really threw this nasty body kick, and it was enough in the judge's eyes, obviously. Huge win for Joker Jack Hermanson over Kevin Gastelum. What a heel hook. Kevin Gastelum, a little lackadaisical in his first fight back from testing positive for the reefer. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Maybe he was smoking too much before the fight, man. Having some of that Abu Dhabi Kush. Because he was in danger there, and he was kind of slow to get out of it. And, once he had the knee locked, boom, the ankle came with it, and that was it.
Yeah, it's quick.
He should have, because he paused for a second, and that 1 second cost him his knee and cost him the win. But a huge win for Jack Hermanson, who really, skyrockets up the... that's a massive win for him. Basically puts him in contendership. I don't want to see it be shitty. I hope they don't put him up against Jared Cannonier again, because... both these dudes are right on another collision course to fight for the belt or, fight in contendership bouts. To be, next in line for that belt. But I hope they don't have the rematch. I think that would be a really shitty fight. I think it would be a cool fight, but I just think it would derail both these dudes' careers right now. Give them a better shake. Take them on 2 separate paths, Jared Cannonier and Jack Hermanson, and then you can build the division off these 2 dudes fighting people. Do they clash eventually for the title shot? Maybe down the road, I could see that. But give these 2 dudes a separate angle to go.
It's a huge loss for Man Buns.
Whoo! Man Bun stock plummets after that one. I kind of thought it was weird. I'm like, why does he have his hair like that? I'm like, okay, whatever. And then he was swinging leather, and Hermanson had a duck, but with that takedown, over a very accomplished grappler in Kevin Gastelum, which he had that great little, Hermanson tried to go for the trip, but Gastelum tossed him, in the scramble there, and I thought that was a beautiful toss. But Jack Hermansson's so comfortable off his back, it was almost was kind of a lose-lose situation for Gastelum to go to the ground, because really, if anything, Gastelum's stand-up is on another level compared to Jack Hermansson. If anywhere Jack Hermansson had even the slightest of chances to win this, was on the ground and was off his back, and it most certainly was.
Yeah.
That brings us to the main event of the night. Davison Figueiredo versus Joseph Benavidez. What a win. What a fight. You know what I mean? Davison, man, how does this dude have so much power at 125?
It's crazy.
It is crazy. Proving the first knockout was not a fluke. And really clocking Ben right behind, right on the top of the head. It wasn't even behind the ear. It was like basically right above the ear, right on top of the head, dropping him. And, really from there, it started unraveling. It really started unraveling. I don't think Joseph Benavidez had it there after that. So he gets dropped. He gets dropped the first time. Gets back, gets a little bit of ground and pound, but looks okay. He manages to work his way back up. And then, boom. It was almost like a slip, though. I'll give this one as a slip, knockdown a little bit. He still got cranked right in the face. Yeah. Either way, we go down for another ground and pound. Somehow, Joseph Benavidez, gets out of the choke. Gets back up again. Fighting for his life. I really thought that choke was in there, but, fighting for his life, gets back up. And then, but after this one, I thought he was struggling. He was definitely, that choke was on tight. He definitely lost a lot, was seeing a little bit of stars from having that choke so tight clamped onto his head after getting knocked down. And then kaboom, huge punch right on the money, right in the goddamn mouth, drops him, goes for the rear naked choke again. And this one was not going to be let go. It was more of a neck crank, but his neck was so cranked, there's no way he could have breathed as well. Quickly goes out. 2 and 3 seconds later, the ref finally decides to see, after seeing Joseph Benavidez basically die in the ring temporarily, he steps in to save this man's life. And new flyweight champion of the world, Davison Figueiredo. Huge win. Stapled, what happened last time. And anybody else who's at 125 that wants to go have a boring fight with him, I think they're going to have one hell of a wake-up call, because he answered a lot of questions this one. He made weight. He's had a hard time making weight before in the past. Made weight super easily. Came in and just dominated. Absolutely dominated. Where the first time I think Benavidez was really good at his grappling, was way better than Davison. Now in this one, he was so knocked so loopy, his grappling didn't do shit, because he never could get his feet underneath him the whole fight. Does Joseph Benavidez have CTE from all the fights? All the long decisions he's had throughout his career? No, I think so. I think he does, and I think we saw it here in this one here, and especially that was a nasty choke out. He was right out of it. Eyes rolling in the back of the head. That's definitely not good for him either. But he took a lot of damage in this one. A lot of damage. Like you said earlier, Kelly, the first fight, he got knocked out quickly. This one, he got the shit kicked out of him. Oh, shit. But what a great card. All those finishes and the great decisions, too, in it. Great card. And I love these free cards. Always, you got to tune in, because you can never know. Last week we had the card that kind of sucked. 3 title fights. They're all decisions, and it was kind of boring. You know what I mean? Well, 2 decisions and then one ending in the 5th, but still. And then we have an undercard one, with a championship title on the line, even if it was the flyweight, that really proved to be one hell of a card. Great card. Oh boy, what a good week we had. Good fights, and I'm excited for next week. And it's actually another stacked fight night, and I can't wait to see that one go down. We'll be reporting on it as well, as we always do. All right, then. That just about wraps it up, eh, Kelly, my man? Just want to give a special shout-out to everyone out there listening, tuning in every week. Check us out on Twitter, @AndNewPodcast, the Steven and Kelly and New Podcast. Really getting up there, and I'm really loving it. Getting into your hearts, in your homes, and into your masks. Steven and Kelly Podcast.
That's a nice touch.
And New Podcast. It is. We really are. A lot of people, everyone's selling masks now, which is a smart move. It's cloth.
Mm-hmm.
2 elastics on the side.
Old Navy is selling like packs of 5, I think, for like $15.
Wow. What a market to get into right now. Anywho, that wraps it up. We're all said and done. We'll be coming back to you guys live next week. Show number 89 right around the corner. UFC as always, and always be talking about other crap. Well then, for producer extraordinaire Kelly, my name is Steven, and you've been listening to the